Hello all, welcome to my channel 529 Productions. Today I'm going to be reviewing Ikkis. Ikkis is a most different offering from Sriram Raghavan, who up until now has largely dealt with crime thrillers. It is a semi-biopic that tells the story of Arun Khetarpal, the youngest recipient of the Param Vir Chakra for destroying 10 Pakistani tanks during the 1971 war. Alongside the journey of his father, Madan Lal Khetarpal, who travels to Pakistan in search of closure. The film brings new dimensions to the war genre and is deeply moving, but it is slightly preachy, which dims its brilliance. This is the short review, please follow along for the full review. Ikkis opens with Dharmendra playing M.L. Khetarpal, father of Arun Khetarpal, deciding to travel to Pakistan for a reunion with his college mates. He is hosted by Brigadier Nisar, a Pakistani army brigadier who also happens to be the tank commander who fired at Arun Khetarpal's tank during the 1971 war, an incident rooted in real-life events. As part of this journey, Madan Lal also visits his birthplace Sargodha, where he confronts his past and finds closure when Nisar confesses that he was the one who shot at his son's tank. The screenplay intercuts this journey with the story of Arun Khetarpal, his NDA days, his call-up to the 1971 war, and his journey to the battlefield, culminating in his ultimate sacrifice. Both Arun Khetarpal's story and his father's journey to Pakistan are based on real-life events. While the story is well-known and revealed in the trailers, what makes Ikkis interesting is how Sriram Raghavan adds new details and dimensions to the familiar beats of a war film. The film is largely devoid of sentimentality. For instance, when Arun Khetarpal excitedly tells his mother, "I'm going to the war," she simply responds, "Have lunch and go." It's a small moment, but this sets the tone in most of the film except for few scenes. The film spends time on Arun's training to become a tank commander even as the war is underway. We have seen tanks endlessly in war films, but rarely from the inside, with the film detailing the interior of a tank. We see how soldiers are fascinated by their tanks the way boys are by sports cars, treating them almost like a home. As Field Officer Sagat Singh says, "Tank tumhara ghar hai, ise saaf rakhna hai." Raghavan also invests time in showing the fellow tank operators and how it takes a team, each with distinct responsibilities, to operate a tank. The film then takes us through Arun's NDA days and captures the camaraderie and atmosphere of army life just right, giving us a real sense of what life at the NDA feels like. The portions involving Arun's love interest are handled with class, with conversations that fit the milieu and the background they are placed in. In the final stretch of the film, where the war portions are shown, while most action or war films rely on non-stop stylized and busy action sequences, Ikkis takes a different approach. The tanks are slow-moving, heavy machines that chug forward deliberately, and much of the film captures the long stretches of waiting endured by the troops, an approach that feels far closer to reality of warfare. Agastya Nanda as Arun looks the part, and his performance is more about behavior than overt dramatics, allowing him to simply slip into the role and make it believable. Watching Dharmendra, it often feels as though he has truly lived the part, perhaps helped by the fact that he was born in pre-partition India and carries a natural nostalgia about India-Pakistan relations. The show stealer, though, is Jaideep Ahlawat, whose dignified presence communicates respect, empathy, and a quiet sense of guilt in just the right proportions, often merely through his eyes. Look at the scene where he confesses that he fired at the tank in which Arun was killed. There is guilt and sympathy, but he is not overtly apologetic. He is a soldier who did what was required of him, and Jaideep gets the balance exactly right. The cinematography by Anil Mehta is strikingly realistic, often to the point where it may go unnoticed. The two timelines, Arun Khetarpal's story and his father's journey, which is set 30 years later, merge seamlessly, and the NDA portions have a distinct look and feel of their era, reportedly because those sequences were shot on 35mm rather than digital. Dhurandhar, this is another film where the casting is excellent. Casting director Vaibhav Vishant deserves credit for assembling a strong ensemble. The supporting cast, Sikandar Kher as RIS Sagat Singh, Rahul Dev as Lieutenant Colonel Hanuj Singh, Vivan Shah as Captain Vijendra Malhotra, and Simar Bhatia as Kiran Kochar, Arun's love interest, all make a strong impression and register their presence, aided by the fact that each of them is given a well-written part. While Ikkis has a lot going for it, There are moments where it turns preachy. Sequences like the one involving Deepak Dobriyal, where he lashes out at the villagers of Sardoga in Pakistan for hosting an Indian, followed by Dharmendra stepping in, hugging him and delivering a sermon, feel forced. Similarly, moments like Dharmendra questioning which enemy when Jaideep Arawat refers to India as the enemy come across as overly romantic and naive and slightly inconsistent with the otherwise restrained tone of the film. Overall, Ikkis is a different and moving tale, one that captures the courage of a 21-year-old soldier and a father's journey towards closure after the loss of his young son, albeit with a few bumps along the way due to its preachy interludes.